everybody, it's Emily here, and today I'm going to be doing another back to school video, and it's going to be do's and don'ts for back to school. Now this video is aimed at year 7s coming up from primary school to secondary school in the UK. It can apply to freshmen in high school in America and just generally starting school wherever you are in the world, and just some tips generally for school. It's really kind of applicable to anyone, but I am aiming this at year 7s in England because that is where I'm from. I will warn you, I might swear in this video because some of these points I am really quite passionate about, and some of these things really do annoy me that I'm going to mention. So if I do swear, I'm really sorry. I'm going to try and edit it out, but that's life. If you're sensitive to that, then happily tune out now. That's fine, but otherwise, let's get on with the video. First point I want to make is don't be too loud. And by this I mean don't be obnoxiously loud, especially in corridors. My corridors in my school are quite small and there are a lot of children, especially the English, maths and science corridors. They can get really packed at sometimes, especially at lunchtime or break time as you're going to your lessons. And it really doesn't help when you're stood in a hallway full of students who are all talking, all crammed up against the wall. Nobody can get through, and it just makes it 10 times worse when you have a little year 7 just run through the middle screaming and yelling with their mates. It really doesn't help, and it is really annoying. And again, I don't want to scare you or anything, but you will get hit most of the time. If you did that in my school, you'd get tripped up, or some big year 11 guy would come up to you and be like, well, what do you think you're doing? And properly, no one's gonna discriminate against you being annoying because you're little. That's why you're annoying, is because you're little. No offense, but all year 11s find year 7s annoying, and that's just how it's gonna be. So be as courteous as you can to them, and make sure that you know that everybody else in the school is trying to learn and just trying to get on with their day, so don't be obnoxiously loud and you'll get on fine. Do ask questions. Asking questions is really important when you get to secondary school. If you don't understand something, just ask. No question is a stupid question. This is how I learn. Everyone's like, oh, you're such a keener, you always put your hand up in class. Well, yeah, because if I don't understand something, I'm going to put my hand up and ask the teacher to explain it to me again so that I do understand it. And I am quite a good student. I have pretty good grades, I hope. I'm going to find out on the 25th of August, so exciting. I'm a pretty good student. I always ask questions when I don't know, when I don't understand something, and that's fine because that's how I learn. I learn by understanding, and if somebody else asks me a question about something they don't understand, I explain it to them and I end up consolidating that knowledge myself. So make sure you ask questions. It makes your life so much easier when you don't understand something, and people aren't going to be like, oh, why are you putting your hand up? Because you should be putting your hand up. It's really useful. If someone does do that, then it's their education they're putting in jeopardy by not putting their hand up. So ask loads of questions. Don't square up to the older kids. As in the previous point, big kids are big kids. They're gonna not like you. If you're a little year 7, you're gonna be the smallest in the school, and you shouldn't rock up oh yeah, I'm in secondary school now, thinking you own the place, because you really don't. Year 11 boys have such stupidly large egos. They will not care how old you are. If you think you're better than them, they will do something about it. Don't square up to the older kids. You don't want to get yourself in that situation. I've seen year 7s do it before, and it doesn't end well for them. This is just my school. Most of the time it's quite good. I'm just giving you the really bad examples. Normally it's a little year 7 will square up to a year 10 and they'll just kind of laugh at them and walk away. But bad things can happen, so just be as nice as you can to the older kids, and courteous of the fact that they're older than you. They're under a lot more stress than you, especially the year 10s and 11s who are taking their GCSEs, and the 6th formers who are taking their A-levels. They're under a lot of stress, so just try and be as nice as them as possible and respect them. Have a hobby. Hobbies are great because you can find someone with the same or similar interests to you, and you can build a friendship on that, and it's a really good way to make friends. If you find someone that likes YouTube, then you know, that's great. You can talk about that, you can share video ideas and stuff like that. If you like find someone who likes sports, you can just play sports with them. You don't even have to talk. That's like the best thing ever. I mean, I hate sports, but that's like the best example, because you don't even have to talk to them. You just play games with them. It's great. And stuff like that. And just talk about it. And having a hobby is a really good thing, especially when all of your friends have hobbies and you're just kind of sat at home doing nothing. All throughout secondary school, I did not have a hobby at all. I did drama, like, was my hobby, but I never really did anything out of school. I did school shows, I did arts award, but I never really had an out of school hobby, which was really annoying because some of my friends did dance, some of my friends did swimming, some did gymnastics, and I kind of felt a bit left out. It helps you feel more involved and gives you kind of a life out of school and takes a bit of the stress off, especially when you get into your, you know, the further years up. Don't take it too seriously. I say this in the sense that you should really care about your education, but year 7 is the year to muck about. Like, you don't really need anything in year 7. Everything you learn in year 7 you'll just consolidate over the next couple of years anyway. Year 7 is kind of like your settling in year. Have as much fun in this year as possible while being conscious of your grades and what you're learning. And make sure you have fun, because year 8 and 9 is kind of settling down and learning to be good at revising and stuff like that. Year 10 and year 11 you just shouldn't muck about at all, because you're really like into your GCSEs then. So year 7 is really your only year to just kind of not really care as such, but you should care about your grades, but just, you know, live a little. On the other side, you should do your homework, because in year 7 I was really forgetful. I was really unorganised. I am still really unorganised, but I make sure I organise everything in little books like this. But I was really unorganised in year 7, and a lot of the time I ended up forgetting my homework, and a lot of teachers thought that I just didn't do it, but I did do it. And if you, like, some of my teachers were really sympathetic and got to know me and were like, okay, she's genuinely forgot her homework, and she's genuinely forgetful and unorganised. But if you don't have sympathetic teachers, they really won't care. They'll just be like, okay, you haven't got your homework, detention. And you don't want to be in that's not a position you want to be in. I had a maths teacher like that. I absolutely hated her. And she just gave me a detention because I missed homeworks all the time. My parents got really angry at me, but I just genuinely just forgot them. I did them, but I just forgot to bring them in because I was just a mess. So make sure you do your homework and your classwork. It's really, like, good for your grades. So, like, just do your homework, do your classwork, get it done, and then you can go and have fun. It's so much easier, trust me. Take it from someone who knows. Like, I've been through 4 years of secondary school. Just do your homework and your classwork. It makes life easier. Don't try too hard to be someone else. This is really important. You are your own person. I've seen so many people go into secondary school and have tried to, like, be the older kids, but it doesn't work, or they've tried to be someone else in their year, and it's just not worth it. You look kind of stupid doing it because you're not that person, and it's so much better to be yourself. So if you're going to try and be someone, try and be the best version of you that you can, because, you know, you're not going to be anybody else. You are yourself, so you do you. Be yourself. On that note, do be yourself. Wear what you want, and, you know, obviously within school regulations and uniform and stuff, express yourself within that, because, you know, you've got to have a personality. You are your own person. Be yourself. And if someone judges you for the shoes you wear, or, you know, the coat you have, or your bag, just don't give a fuck. Obviously, don't take it so far as like, oh, don't care what anyone says. If you've upset someone, like, say sorry, but, you know, if someone doesn't like you just because you're you, who cares? I know loads of people don't like me because of who I am, but it's better than them not liking me because of who I'm not. That makes sense? Don't get a bad reputation or hang around with the wrong crowd. This is really important. When you go into secondary school, you don't really realise who the wrong crowd are. But as soon as you realise that you are in with the wrong people, like, if they're getting you into trouble, if you're not doing your homework, if your grades are going down, like, get out of there as soon as you can and go and find some better friends. If they're mean to you, if, you know, you go home kind of annoyed and you don't really want to go to school to see your friends, then you shouldn't be friends with them. That you can get into some really bad stuff if you stay in with the wrong crowd. And I mean, like, drugs, smoking, just all nasty stuff, and your education can really dip because of that, as well as your social life, because you don't want to be friends with assholes. Finally, my last tip is make the most of it. I asked on Instagram what people's #1 tips to, for back to school is, and someone said this, and I don't remember who they are. I'll find it for you. This is, I don't even know Emma on Instagram. I'll tag her Instagram and YouTube down below, because, you know what, I'm going to use her as today's channel of the day. But she has some really pretty photos, and she's also a YouTuber, so, you know what, channel of the day is Emma. I'll tag her stuff down below. Make sure you go check her out and give her all the subs and likes and comments that you feel that she deserves, because I think she deserves very many for posting that very inspiring quote, which I shall tell to you now. She said, "People will come and go. It can be hard sometimes, but always rise above it and enjoy your time there. It goes way too fast." I don't think I've agreed with anything anymore. It literally goes so fast. You don't realise it at the time, but it goes like at the speed of light. I've just left year 11 and I can't believe how fast it's gone. So seriously, make the most of your time. Do the best with the time that you have at school, because your school days are the best days of your life. So make the most of being a kid, and don't try and be older or younger. Just make the most of what you've got then. Sorry, my leg is really itchy. I have a bug bite. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're going to use this advice very well. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, I didn't mean to, or if I scared anybody. School is really good. I absolutely love school, but there are times when people aren't nice, and you've got to be aware of that, and this video was kind of about warning you of that, and tips on how to avoid, negativity. Avoid the negative vibes. So, yeah, as I said, the channel of the week is Emma. I will tag her in the description below, and make sure to check out all of her stuff, her channel, her Instagram, any other social media she has. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow in tomorrow's back to school video. So yeah, enjoy the night. Adios.